Hey guys, what's up? It's Travis coming at you about 10 o'clock tonight. But guess what? I miss preaching, so you guys are stuck listening to me go on for a minute. A few weeks ago at our home church, we talked about a Bible verse. I think it just really struck a chord with me when I read it the first time. And then from there, really just kind of struck, I guess, life in general. So I want to tell just a quick parable that Jesus talks about in Luke chapter 12, verses 16. And he's talking about the rich man who stores up all of his treasures on earth. And it says this. It says, Jesus replied, let's go down there. And he told them this parable. The ground of a certain rich man yields an abundant harvest. And he thought to himself, what shall I do? I have no place to store my crops. Then he said, this is what I'll do. I'll tear down my barns and build bigger ones, and there I'll store my surplus grains. And I'll say to myself, you have plenty of grain laid up for many years. Take life easy, drink, and be merry. But God said to him, you fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself? This is how it will be for whoever stores up things for themselves, but it's not rich towards God. So we talked about this video, this section one night, and the ironic thing in all of this is that this man just spent all of his time, storing up treasure and storing up treasure and storing up treasure, not thinking about anybody else, just thinking about, the future, and that's it. And the thing is with this is that this farmer spent so much time doing that he died before he could actually use what was in his barn. Right? This farmer spent so much time thinking about storing up everything for himself, for retirement, for himself, that he died before he could actually reap those benefits. And what I want to just challenge us with today is a couple mindsets. This idea of we need to live our lives mission over me, right? It's like my favorite saying now, mission over me. We need to live our lives that we need to be comfortable, certainly, but we need to think about other people as well, right? Because this guy was storing up for later, and there was no later. So what I want to say is, as followers of Christ, as regular human beings, certainly be responsible, but just think about other people. Think about what we can do with our time and resources if we're not so selfish that we just continue to store up the gifts that we've been given for ourselves, right? The gifts of speaking, the gifts of singing, the gifts of whatever it may be, and we store it up because we say, we'll tackle that gift another day, right? We'll do this another day. And we're not promised another day. And that's like the scary thing for non-believers. And it's just the truth. We're not promised another day. So we can't continue just to store up and say, we're going to wait and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Or we could end up like this rich man, just storing up our treasures and building a bigger barn for more treasures, right? And then that day doesn't come, right? Huge on Own the Dash right now as well. The concept of you have 2 dates on your tombstone. You've got your birth date and your end date, right? That middle section, that's the life that you live. What's your dash look like? Is your dash someone that helped other people? Is your dash someone that, went out of their way to do other things? Or is your dash someone, that line that just says, oh yeah, he had a whole bunch of money or he had a whole bunch of talents and it went unutilized, right? My challenge is don't live like that farmer. Be responsible, certainly. But we all have talents. We all have gifts. And if we just store them up and store them up and store them up and do nothing with them, then we could, depart. We could lose that talent, whatever it may be, without ever sharing that with the world. And we've all got so many gifts. So my challenge is just take those gifts and spread them, right? Just, give God the glory for what you have. Take what you need and then share your gifts with other people. Right? We've all got talents. Let the world see them. Don't let your talents slip away before it's too late. Don't say, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'm going to save it for this, right? Because the reality is, like I said, this farmer saving up, he was ready to live the good life. He just had to work his entire life, and then he'd get there one day, and that one day didn't happen. That one day didn't happen. So what I'm saying is, just take a minute and think about that. Just think about that. All right? Let's certainly store up some treasure, but don't get so greedy, storing up so much treasure, only thinking about yourself, that you don't help someone in need, that you don't spread the love that you have, the joy that you have, the talents that you have, anything else to go with it. And just go about your life living that dash so that that middle section of your tombstone, when that day comes, is just filled with nothing but lasting memories about how amazing that you were. How amazing are you? Does the world know it? Get out there and show it. Mission over me. Good night, everybody.